Gaming Today presents Cash Considerations.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cash Considerations podcast. As you might see right now, we're actually doing a video version on Zoom. And due to the nature of what we're doing here, I'm going to play quarterback today for my man Big Dave, who's just killing it over there with the nice hat. Say hello, Dave.
What's up, fellas? The 5 on the screen, I like it. And all the listeners that we've been away from for a couple weeks, we're back tonight. I don't know what's going to go, but video and audio.
There it is. You've heard it from the man himself. Next up, I got to bring in my main man, Matoy Pearson. What's up, bro?
What's going on? Man, it seems like we haven't seen each other in years. My God. Jesus. But I'm glad to be back. You know, I've been okay. My mind is clear, so I'm pretty sure today's going to be a good show.
You look like you're in a tropical paradise, Mo.
Yeah, and that's what they were telling me earlier. It's a soothing color.
I
Keeps
like
me
it.
calm.
And last but not least, Mr. Horse himself, Mr. Trifecta Superfecta, H.B. Howard Barish of Gaming Today. What's up, my man?
I thought I would be happy seeing your faces. Now I'm not so sure. But welcome back. I'm really happy that you're back, and shout out to our producer Reynolds for helping orchestrate this and putting it on video. And I cannot wait to put it out on our website and the other channels for folks to see. So very exciting. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, today's show, we're going to basically be talking about the NFL draft props. We might even do a little mock here ourselves. And I got a little new segment planned to try to mess around with. So without further ado, Matoy, I know you are the college guy, especially with the football.
Kind of, somewhat.
Can you kind of tell me what you think about any of these props? Did anything like jump out to you, from an over/under standpoint, or where player X is going to go to what team? Is there anybody that you see that had value that is still on the board?
Well, I think it's probably went down some, and I'm assuming that if anyone's reading anything about mock drafts, they're going to figure this out. But I think Derek Brown, who's he's going to be a standout interior guy. He went to Auburn, but this guy can, he's a pretty legitimate run stopper, and he can disrupt a lot of offenses. And I think this guy under 8.5, I think it opened 9.5, but I can't see him going anywhere over, between Carolina and Arizona at 7 and 8. He's going to end up somewhere between that or even below. But Derek Brown under 8.5 picks in round 1, I think is pretty solid.
Right on. That is at Heed These Takes, as you might know, and you can find the rest of the guys at Dave at some confusing handle that I don't still know how to spell.
Sports Beefsteak and Stig.
I'm
That's
just
all.
kidding.
There it
I'm
is.
just kidding.
That's
There
it.
it is.
That's it.
I am Reynolds at I am Reynolds. 9,000 numbers. I don't know what it is. And then Howard, you can find at Gaming Today News. And then me at Percent Berg, talking to a bunch of degenerates all the time. Anyways, for me, I'm really, at this point, I mean, we're starting to lose a lot of the value that was out there earlier. I'm very high on this Jordan Love kid going under 19.5, which you can still find at William Hill. I think that with his ability, what he was left with at Utah State last season with a terrible offensive coordinator, I think he's a guy that probably should go a lot higher in this draft. But, his success rate wasn't very good last year. I think the right coaches are going to know that he's much more capable than I think people realize. So I think he goes under 19.5. Wouldn't be surprised to see a trade up in the middle part of this draft for him. The other one, I love this Isaiah Simmons kid. I think the Lions are crazy not to take him at 3. He's an impact defender. He's got great hands. He can, fly all over the field. Just a total athlete, the guy you really want. I think he's going to be a multi-time All-Pro. He's under 6.5 also. Big Dave, did you have anything that you were looking at when it came to the draft, either just the take or a particular bet that you might have liked?
No, I mean, I've been just glancing at it, but being not in it right now and removed, I didn't like the draft to begin with. I just don't. I don't have the interest in betting it. I never did. I mean, I'm more interested in looking at who goes where, and more so for teams that I follow. So Steelers, who they drafted, and then the division, who they drafted. So until that gets settled, I don't really look at stuff. I just have like a couple notes here, just I looked at real quick for the show. Total offensive lineman in the first round, 5.5 over -230. That's got to be a play. I mean, it's a big juicer, but there's going to be at least 6 offensive linemen drafted in the first round. There always are. Number seems a little light. And then total QBs drafted in the first round at stations is 3.5 under -170. I thought that does that sound like that should be over? That should be an overplay?
Said quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be actually, I'm going to quit the show right now and drive over there.
Total QBs drafted in the first round under -170 over +140. It can't be right.
That can't be.
I got a
Yeah.
list, but that's what it says.
Yeah. No, I believe you. Yeah. I would think
over.
that if that hasn't been slammed yet, it's like a matter of time.
Right.
There's
So
no
I mean,
question.
because the 3, and then you just said Jordan Love.
Yeah, Jordan
Right.
Love's definitely going in the middle of everything. So
Yeah.
I can't see it. Oh, we're about to maybe have a cameo with my kid here.
Nice. Welcome him in.
What's up, buddy? It's
See him
Corona
if you have
season,
any
folks.
takes.
Here, who do you like? Anybody in this NFL draft, kid?
What are your takes? Can you hear me?
You got to say something. He can't hear you. I'm on the headset.
I'm kidding.
Oh, he froze. No. All right, we'll train you. We'll train
Out.
Just wave.
Just wave.
Just wave.
Give us a pick so we can jump on the
man.
Circa app.
Right?
No, exactly. Actually,
Have you
All
guys
right.
seen? I mean, AB, you're still working.
Yep.
So are you seeing draft action?
Yeah, I've been basically like just buried in like the odds making portion of it, not so much the bet taking portion, due to logistical issues with various reasons. But yeah, so I've been basically just hammering away on other things, just crunching numbers and stuff. So for me right now, that's kind of what my role is at the moment. But I'll probably be jumping in later this week to the actual like moving of lines and whatnot. So
Is
we'll
it
see. As
ticker
far-
moving?
Yeah, as far as the guys are telling me that there's definitely bets coming in. I mean, it's
Right.
Obviously pales in comparison to when we have full books and
Right.
over the counter wagers and stuff. But we had enough of a Rolodex of app bettors that I think that still had money in their accounts to be able to kind of fire away on certain things. So
Right.
Jeff sent us futures this morning on season wins and will or won't make playoffs. So that was nice and refreshing.
yeah, it's pretty incredible actually. I just took a text from Jeff earlier, and he was telling me that Mike Wilbon ripped him on their
he sent me
Pardon the
that same
Interruption
text.
podcast. I got to listen to her before I came on, and it's just great stuff. Like he's totally burying the Patriots total, and Jeff's like, it's cool, come bet, come on with it. So it's kind of fun to have these big personalities really like taking a shot at us who have done this for years, and when they have their opinions and we have ours, but when we're wrong, there's a big
Jeff being
consequence.
Jeff Davis at Caesars, the head of sports books for Caesars.
So
For those who
what
are
did
wondering
Wilbon say?
referring to.
He just
Said the number
basically
was
said,
too low.
yeah, he said that the number was too low and that he would trust Bill Belichick 999 times out of 999 times against Jeff Davis. So it was pretty
Right.
comical, but
he didn't say
Yeah.
Jeff Davis. He didn't.
oh
way
no,
said
he
that.
absolutely did. Yeah, you got to go
Oh, he
listen
said-
to
he
it.
said-
Yeah,
no, he
it's
sent
on the
it to
Pardon
me
the Interruption podcast.
Right before I did
Yeah.
this. Oh, I got it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it. That's all.
Oh,
there
it's
is to it.
great.
That's great.
I need to see it. I need
yeah.
to hear it.
Guys, I'm going to sign off. Welcome back. Really excited for you to be here. Love the video. Be well.
All right, HB. We'll see you, buddy.
Take care.
HB heading out at Gaming Today News. If you want to chat with him, he's probably going to talk to you about horses. So we'll keep moving along here. Guys, I figure, we're just trying to have some fun. We're trying to, get through this whole thing like the rest of the world. What, man? What do you want? I'm trying to do a show here.
Say something. Give him one earphone and let him say hello.
This is Mike. Say something. Say hello.
You got to say something.
You got to talk,
You
kid.
gotta say your
Otherwise,
name.
you got to go.
You got to say your name into that microphone. Won't do
I
it.
feel like this is like an NBA post-conference deal.
I know, right? I'm trying to make a star out of this kid.
It's great. Yeah, no,
He's
it's
just
great.
falling apart on me. He loves nothing more than attention too. This kid, unreal.
Oh, man.
Oh, anyways, so yeah, I figured what we could do is just kind of goof around with a mock draft here. Hey Mo, pick a number between 1 and 10.
7.
All right.
Wait,
Dave,
was I supposed to say it?
No, that was perfect. Yeah.
That was like a magic trick.
Yep. So Dave,
Don't say it.
you get the number one pick. You get the number 1 pick for the Bengals. So nice and easy for you to start things off.
Oh man.
Who do you want to take? Who should the Bengals take, and who will they take?
Obviously, they should take Burrow. Is there any chance they don't?
An absolute haul of all hauls in draft trade, I feel like, is the only possible way that they would do it. Like if the Dolphins said, we'll give you our next 6 first-rounders, then maybe the Bengals go, wow. Well,
Right.
But I mean, the Bengals got to be dreaming about this moment their whole life to take the number 1 quarterback off the board. I mean, when did the Bengals ever get this high and then have that opportunity to take a guy who looked that good in the national championship?
Right. Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think that's the pick. I don't think there's anything else to talk about there.
perfect. All right, Mo, you're up. Number 2, Washington Redskins.
Oh man, I think I took like 5 minutes to think about any trades that the Redskins could make, considering, I mean, there's still a lot of talent on the board here. But I kind of just kept the Skins at 2 with Chase Young. I mean, it's just
Did
hard.
he just say there's still a lot of talent on the board here?
He did.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying
like
from a trade
everyone,
perspective,
like
I'm saying
everyone's actually on the board.
From a trade perspective, there's too much going on, but I can't see them moving down or anything like that. But
Can the Redskins really
Chase
fuck
Young
this up and not take Chase Young? Can they?
yeah, no, I think they can.
You want
But
my hot take?
I think they can. I think they can fuck it up. Honestly,
Here's my hot take, man. Isaiah Simmons is going to be a better pro than Chase Young, and they're going to regret
That's
not
fair.
taking him number 2.
Wow.
About that.
I like
Okay.
Simmons.
Yeah, I
But
think
they're gonna
ridiculous.
It's pretty good for somebody that never watches college football to come with that smoking hot take like that right there.
Hey, man. What can I tell you? Like, I got a good track record on this stuff, my man. When it comes
You
to
do.
the draft combines and all that stuff, yeah,
You do,
yeah,
no doubt.
yeah. Hey, remember when I was watching Georgia for the first time? What did I say?
Oh man, I can't even remember his name.
The
The linebacker from Roquan Smith. Yeah,
Yeah.
Roquan Smith. Yeah, but he was already good. He was already the man.
No, I know, but I seen him and I'm like, oh, that guy's a top 10 pick.
Yeah, already. Simple. Already, man.
All right. Well, I'm the Lions. I'm immediately trying to trade down. I don't think there's anybody that's going to do that. I think one of the weird things about this draft is we've seen the speculation of Redskins trade down, Lions trade down. I just don't see that scenario working out for Detroit. I think that if there were 1 quarterback left, then they could get somebody to come up. But the fact that there's Tua and Herbert and Love later, I just don't think people are going to be willing to give up the draft capital to move up to 3 here or even 2. So because the Lions can't move down, they probably should take the corner. I'm taking Simmons because I think he's the best defensive player in this draft. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the impact guy. And that means number 4, the Giants, Big Dave.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, they need help on defense. So I guess if the corner's there from Ohio State, Okuda, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
I guess if he's there, they got to take him. So that's who I'll take in that spot. but the Giants, obviously, their prize, they're hoping that it's Simmons. I think that's who they're really hoping that can get to that spot and shore up something. He looks like a guy that'll be there for 10 years.
It kind of sounds like they're going to take an offensive tackle to protect Daniel Jones, Mo's boy, but
Wow.
Man, they're still going with him. Much love to the Giants.
but I don't know, man. Like I feel like Dave's right. I think they're going to regret not taking one of these top defensive players. Just because I don't know, like I get the idea. You want to protect your guy, but you got to be able to make plays on both sides of the ball. And if they don't have any kind of playmakers on defense that they need, they got to go get
Defense
Simon.
was so bad.
Yeah.
Isn't that the immediate fix?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, they're in a tough spot because both picks make sense. So
Right.
I'm not gonna like rip them for taking an offensive tackle here, but I'm with you, Dave. I think they should take the impact defender.
What were their season wins? 6.5?
Oh
guess.
man, I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the list, but
Somewhere
I
in
can't
that-
imagine
it
it's very
doesn't
high.
matter, they're not. What are they going to do? They're not going to make the playoffs most likely. That's
Yeah.
a hot take. It's a week before the draft. The Giants still stink. They stunk last year. It's Saquon, Jones, and no one else on offense, and the defense can't stop anybody. So
Yeah,
get the best guy on the board.
I agree with you. All right, Mo, you're up. Miami Dolphins on the clock.
Say it.
If the Dolphins don't pick Tua, then they are done forever for the rest of their absolute life. Tua's coming off next. I don't care what anyone says. Like, I like Herbert, but Tua's going to end up he's going to be the second quarterback off the board. And the fact that he's still doing pro days is insane. I don't know. The guy likes to play football. If anyone wants to test that, that's crazy. But, the only thing that's going against him is injuries. And, I mean, I think you should take a chance on a guy that, if he could change your franchise no matter what, I guess for good or unfortunately for bad, Tua's the guy no matter what. So Tua to the Dolphins makes sense to me.
How sick would it be if they took the kid from Oregon? I can't think of his name.
Justin Herbert?
Herbert, yeah. What if they take him?
They're gonna take Herbert.
The Dolphins are?
I think they will, man. I just feel like they love him. I don't know. I can't explain it. I just feel like the thing about it is I think when you're up against it and you're there, like you're gonna look at Tua and go, is he gonna be healthy? We're gonna spend a top 5 pick on a guy that has shown amazing talent, but has never been able to stay on the field. And I think at the end of the day, like we're talking like this is a whole nother level of football. So I think they're going to talk themselves into Herbert. And I don't know if Herbert's going to be good, but I expect them to take Herbert. I really do.
The Oregon track record of quarterback success.
Terrible.
Maybe one of the worst in the country.
Terrible.
And the kid's inability to throw accurately was evident for everything else that he could do or does well. He doesn't throw an accurate ball. And, man, I just think they're talking him up.
Do you like that disappearing trick?
That was great. Mo's back.
Yeah. It was
Back
a
it
wild
up
trick.
back in the day.
Crooked again. Crooked again.
Everybody
I
chill.
don't know, man. I think they got to take Tua just, for the fan base, for everything that's going forward. Let Fitzy play in the last year. He does no rush to bring Tua in. And,
That's a smart play. But
they can cement themselves as one of the teams that can win the AFC East other than New England in the next decade.
we shall see. I can't wait to see Belichick's master plan play out. All right. Let's see. So I guess I'm up. Tua is now off the board. This is pretty much, I think, a no-brainer at this point for the Chargers. I personally, if it were me, I would take Love over Herbert, but I think the Chargers will take Herbert. So we'll play as if I'm in that room, and I think that's who they're going to take. So Justin Herbert and Oregon's the pick, quarterback. Bunch of props are paying out. Here we go. All right, Big Dave, you're up again. Number 7, the Carolina Panthers.
Everything I've read says defensive tackle, Derek Brown, kid from Auburn. It seems to be a consensus that he's going to be there, and it seems to be consensus that they're going to take him. So that would be my choice. I don't think either one of those other two guys obviously are going to be there, Simmons or Okuda. So defense,
Yeah.
Carolina's in a rebuild mode, obviously, starting over with Rule. Cam's done. We're going to go grab a defensive player.
Yeah, makes sense.
Under 8.5, easy. Derek Brown. Just to throw that in there. Sorry. My bad.
Perfect.
Oh, man.
Cashing.
Oh, it's easy.
Well,
It's
Mo,
probably
when
going
you
to be the only bet that I'm going to make like in the next 2 months is that Derek Brown. So if it doesn't come in, then, drinks. Yeah.
So wait, there won't be drinks if you cash?
There will, but it won't be like as in agony.
Oh, okay.
Maybe just
okay.
one celebratory, like, well, that was okay.
All right.
But if he fucking goes like 9 or 10, I'll be like, well, this is dumb. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
And it's 6.
Oh my God.
Well, anyway, Mo, when you dipped out for a minute, we were basically kind of talking about the Tua Herbert thing. I think the Dolphins are going to take Herbert, but Tua, it seems like he should be the pick, but the injury thing is, I think, what's going to end up scaring them off of him. And I've heard so many stories now about how much they actually like Herbert. You got any takes on that?
Yeah, I mean, if he didn't have the injuries going on, obviously he would still be standing up to even contend for the first round or for the first overall pick. I would even think the Redskins would take a chance on him if they didn't think he would, the injuries were going to scar him.
If Tua's never been hurt, it's a 1-2 regardless.
Yeah,
and if the Redskins don't take him, they would have dealt down for a good arsenal of picks because
100%.
there would have been a lot of demand. Yeah.
Yep. 1,000%. So, yeah, I mean, if Herbert does go prior, I wouldn't be surprised just because of the media kind of shaping it like that. But, I mean, he's just got the talent. I don't know. Tua, when he's out there, it's unreal. The guy's wild, man. I mean, Herbert didn't play as well, or I didn't think Oregon's offense played as well to where Herbert could play. I think their defense was incredible. Oregon's defense kind of carried them. But I guess I'm assuming if Herbert can get the right guys behind him, this guy could shine as well. So, either or, I would be fine with, or I wouldn't be surprised. Right
on. Well, you are up, my man. You got the Arizona Cardinals' 8th pick. This is a team that I could actually see dealing down. I kind of think that there's a good shot from 11 to 15 that someone actually comes up to take the wide receiver that they want because they know there's a run of wide receivers coming. I'd look out for maybe the 49ers to move up, maybe the Raiders. So we'll see. I think this is an interesting spot. I'm not sure that the Cards will stay here with the type of players that are left on the board.
I've seen I've read plenty of deals where them, trading back. I don't know. It just seems I can't even really figure the needs for the Cardinals at this point. Seems like they're really killing it in the off season. But I guess just with a safe pick with Kyler Murray, becoming the brand of the team, they want to protect him. And at offensive lineman, I think Tristan Wirfs is still there. Probably the highest rated offensive lineman in the draft at this point. So I think if the Cardinals did end up staying there, they would get someone to protect their asset. It'd be probably Wirfs from Iowa to take that spot.
I agree. All right. Number 9, Jacksonville Jaguars. Another team that I think would try to trade down. They have 2 first rounders next season, 2 fourths next season. So they've got I don't know what the hell they're doing. I mean, they're definitely unloading everybody. Yeah. Right. I mean, their defense was so great and they had so many great pieces, and then they just started selling it all off. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going on there.
Tom Brady killed him. He killed him in that conference.
Well, technically the refs did, because that was a touchdown that they took away.
No, it was the coach.
Miles Jack was going to run that back for a TD.
Oh my! Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
Refs bail out New England once again. Here we go.
Simple. Yeah.
Man, I mean, I'm just going to do it for the sake of just the fun of this whole thing. If I'm in that room and you guys know how much I love Gardner Minshew, I take Jordan Love here.
Yeah, there we go.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. Actually, I think that's fine.
There is no chance they're fucking doing that.
No,
I'd be surprised.
I
No,
can see
don't.
it actually.
I don't
Well,
think so. I mean,
I think they'll deal back and then they'll take him. Is what I'm thinking they're going to do.
really they're going to bring him in right now with Minshew there.
I don't believe in Minshew. I mean,
What's
as much as I like that kid, like he definitely has limitations at that position.
What's their
But
other option? Like
they
right
don't
now,
have one.
I don't have a clue.
They don't have one. Yeah,
They have
don't
one
have They
quarterback on the
traded
roster?
away. Well, I'm sure they do, but it's a guy who, if they see the field, they're going to be the number one pick in the draft. I mean, next year.
I feel like if you guessed Brett Gabbert, you wouldn't be wrong. But you would be wrong, obviously.
Gabbert is Tom Brady's backup in Tampa, my friend.
he is. Gabbert is.
What in the what? How?
Don't go
Is it
down,
true?
Tom. Don't
Yeah.
go down.
Oh my god!
No, because Bruce Arians is like, I'm going to prove to everyone how I am the quarterback guru of this league when I lead
Arians
Gabbert
is
to
praying
a
that
30
Gabbert-
touchdown season.
Yeah.
Oh my! Just start Gabbert then. If you want to prove people, fuck it. Brady should be the backup.
Now we're talking. Now we've got storylines.
Oh man.
All right. Who's up here? Let's see.
Me.
Big
Right,
Dave,
Cleveland?
number 10 for your favorite franchise on earth.
They got to pick an offensive lineman. I don't have a clue which one. Whether they take the guy from Louisville, they take the guy from Alabama. There's a guy, Thomas from Georgia. You pick one of them. I don't know. I don't have a clue which one's better.
Take the Bama guy. What's the Bama guy's name again?
Willis Jr.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
Take
Willis. Should
Yeah.
be Becton because the name is doper. Makai
Oh,
Becton.
okay.
I like that name.
Yeah. I think he's the guy they said, I don't like. One of the guys was like, I don't like him because he likes to cook.
Oh my God!
I'm
What?
like, wait, what?
Who is this person?
I don't know.
Dumbest shit in this
Some
NFL.
anonymous like GM or something.
The dumbest shit. You hear so much dumb things. That's why I totally dismiss it. I hate booking it. Because
Everyone hates booking it. Dave.
It's the sharpest market of the year. One of the sharpest markets of the year.
Sure.
Every year.
Well, anytime you have these things that are all basically based on information, we're completely struggling with that. I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, we don't, bookmakers, I mean, we like to, have our takes and our things, but I mean, we're talking about trying to be connected to 32 different teams and knowing where they are in their draft rooms and stuff. I mean, that's just incredible. And there's always somebody who gets a good piece of information and then it starts moving. So,
Right.
you just got to stay ahead of it, or hopefully your number was better than another number that got buried. So,
Right.
all right, the Jets, the Jets, Jets, Matoy, what's it going to be?
Oh, man, I feel like I've seen too many teams go with offensive linemen here to protect Darnold. But I don't know if they have any offensive assets or weapons. So I think CeeDee Lamb is probably – he's the best receiver in this draft. Like, I know, like, these other guys like Ruggs and Judy, like, these guys, I love them all.
Do you think they're
Justin
all
Jefferson,
pros, like, in the future?
one of them is going to be just like your basic, like, number two guy. I think, like, it kind of sucks to say. I think Judy might be more of a number two guy, in my opinion. I guess he's getting a lot of comparisons to Deebo Samuel. I think Ruggs actually
take his name out your mouth.
Well, he only plays for the Niners, so nothing crazy.
Oh, true. Yeah.
No,
so
Debo's
don't ever
good.
compare him to Debo.
Debo's okay, man, but
Okay.
but CeeDee Lamb
slap
is
you right
is,
through this Zoom. Where's that button at?
He's lucky that he got to play with Shan. My God, I know what's going on.
Every guy is good to play with a great coach. Come on, man.
But he groomed him. He was like, "This is our guy." He already knew. I feel like if he would have went anywhere else, I don't know how good he would have been. How about that take? You like that?
Man. Well, that's
But
anybody. That's
but
anybody.
CeeDee Lamb is going to be the guy. This guy, he's unreal, man. He can run it all. Anything, any combination of routes under the route tree. He can run through people. Like this guy's insane. CeeDee Lamb's
I like
going
him
to be
a
the
lot.
guy.
I like him a lot. I actually tried to make a case that he was going to be the first receiver off the board.
Dude,
before I
the
took
guy's
off
unreal.
for my sabbatical.
What did you call him? Reynolds? What did you call Mo in the pre meeting text? Mo Kiper.
Mo Kiper Jr. Yeah. Mo Kiper Jr.
No, it's Mo Kiper the fourth.
Yeah, that's it. Mo Kiper the fourth. Mo Kiper IV.
He runs the route trees, every route under the route.
Wow, that was
trees, all
good.
this other
He's
bullshit.
got it all.
Here he
He's
is.
got it all.
We're like, yeah, this is a need. This guy's good. Mo's like, he's got route trees.
This guy, he's sick.
A legal pad in there. Mo is actually just writing this stuff out, man. He's diagramming plays.
Has Mel Kiper ever said the word sick? Has he ever called someone
No,
sick?
that's you.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
you.
Mo Kiper. All right, yeah.
Right.
Mo Kiper the fourth.
Trademark.
Oh, man.
All right. Who the hell is up? Me? Oh, the Raiders. Man.
Las
This is
Vegas
tough.
Raiders.
Yeah, the Las
Represent.
Vegas Raiders. Nice. This one's tough because I think Lamb's the guy they would have wanted. So I think this is kind
the
of a
last
spot.
pick we're doing, by the way.
Oh man, fun. This guy just crushing fun.
No, I was just kidding.
No, it's the last pick. It's the last pick. You're right.
No,
It's the
we
last
can do
pick.
another pick. I just gotta look for
No, it's
somebody.
fine. No, it's fine. We're done.
This is how Goodell wants to run the
No,
draft.
it's the
He's gotta
top
get up there
15
and-
picks.
I had it to go to
Last pick.
15,
It's the top-
but we'll
no,
stop at the
15's
Raiders.
good.
No,
No,
we
stop
can
at
do
the Raiders.
15.
Team's
No, it's
good.
okay. Oh, I'm not arguing.
We'll do
All right. No, we'll just take Judy. It's the safe pick for the Raiders. I know the corner is, kind of in the talk.
Who we talking about?
I
C.J.
think-
Henderson?
Yeah, C.J. Henderson. Perfect.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
it. But I mean, they need weapons, man. I mean, I don't think Derek Carr is any good. I think personally they should be the team that selects like Jordan Love ideally, and tries to ship Derek Carr out of town would be what I would do.
on every team.
Well, no, I'm just saying they're the team that should try to make a move because let's be honest, he's not going at number 9 at the Jags. I'm just saying that team would make sense. They need a quarterback. As much as I love my man Minshew.
Isn't your boy Mariota on the Raiders?
Yeah, and he's a zero cap casualty. So great signing by them. I'm still on the bandwagon, which I told someone recently that I think I'm the only one left. But I still think he can do. I still think he can do it, but he's got to stay healthy, and hopefully their line won't be a complete disaster like his entire tenure in Tennessee. But easier said than done, especially with going against the Broncos twice, the Chiefs twice. The Chargers twice.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
That's
All are
a
bad.
tough
Wow,
6-game
yeah.
schedule defensively for
Rare
any
triple,
quarterback.
rare triple banger.
Oh yeah, the triple banger, the double triple
banger.
banger, technically six
That's
six
just
times.
fucking terrible. That's horrible.
All right, fellas.
That's horrible.
Well, let's change gears here a little bit. One thing I was saying, I've been listening to like a ton of stuff, podcasts and whatnot. Obviously, we don't have a ton of betting angles to give you guys, and we're just out here kind of surviving and trying to throw things up. And people are talking about 9-team ping pong parlays and all this nonsense. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to kind of goof around.
I hated that parlay so much.
Oh man, I said,
God.
man, are you telling me there's not one plus 120 dog that could win a ping pong match? Like, get out of here. What sport is this?
That's what Patrick was saying.
Oh,
He's like 1 plus 120 or 110 couldn't get through. None of
I
them.
think I'm going to tell you right now, he stole that take from me. That was a text from me to him. I'm gonna
Oh, was it really?
Oh yeah, for sure.
No credit was given either.
Reynolds understands how I feel about people stealing other people's material.
Oh,
Stu Gotts.
intellectual
type of
thievery
deal.
is on my top of my list.
But anyway, I thought it'd be fun for us to kind of goof around with the idea of a what if scenario. So we'll call back a little bit of old school, sporting events, major happenings, and kind of play around with if this happened, what do you guys think would happen? So I'm going to go back to 2001 AFC divisional playoff, the Raiders and Patriots. What do you guys feel would have happened if Tom Brady's tuck was ruled a fumble, the Raiders recovered and win the game because the game was over if that would have stood? First question I'll ask Mo, would they have gone to Pittsburgh and beat the Steelers? Because I already know what Dave's answer would be.
Oh, man. Yeah, after a game like that, I think Oakland was good enough to at least go and beat Pittsburgh.
No fucking chance.
I think they could have
The
beat them.
audio listeners, I
They-
was
they
shaking my
coulda-
head.
they
no
coulda got 'em.
fucking chance. No way. No
They
way.
could have fucking, especially after a game like that, they could have got him. I think they could have. It's not like the Raiders were a fluke at all. I
Do
mean,
you remember? Do
pretty
you have any
legitimate
clue
team.
what the line was of that game, Pittsburgh and New England?
I don't.
Pittsburgh was
I
favored.
do not remember.
Fucking like 7.5. They would have been probably 9.5 against the Raiders. The Raiders weren't going to fucking Pittsburgh and winning. No way.
I would have dumped if I would have took 9.5 if I could have got that. You think they would have got smoked?
As much as Dave will hate me and disagree, I think the Raiders would have won that game. I think the main reason is because
And the Super Bowl, you said.
Cordell Stewart.
What about
That's-
Cordell?
He was the starter back then in 2000.
Slash.
Huh?
Slash.
The man.
Oh boy, here we go. I'm not listening to this take.
No, I just think, Pittsburgh in the cold, I don't think they would have won the game.
All right. Yeah.
Patriots were better that day. They made.
All right. Well, let's change gears on that. So if the Raiders / Steelers went to the Super Bowl and had to play the greatest show on turf, the Rams, then what happens? Because I'm saying the Rams beat either one of them. I don't think either of those AFC teams would have beat the Rams.
Oh, I think. Trying to think.
I thought you would have said Steelers by now.
No. I don't think the Steelers.
No, I just thought he would have said it just jokingly. I would have been like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that move.
That wasn't the game they were huge favorites, were they?
The
No.
Rams, yeah, they
Rams?
were a huge favorite.
Yeah.
Huge favorite.
What were
of the
they?
Patriots.
13 and a half?
They were coming off a
13 and a
Super
half
Bowl
point favorite?
victory. Yeah, and they had the greatest
13-point
offense
favorite.
at that point of all time.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest upsets obviously in the Super
Yeah.
Bowl.
I think
that
I
was
remember
the
that
game where
point spread.
Belichick filmed the practices of the Rams and essentially got them the win.
Beginning.
So that's part of the reason I don't think the Steelers and Raiders would have stooped that low to know every play the Rams were going to run. So I think the Rams win back-to-back Super Bowls. I don't know. I mean,
I can see that.
yeah.
I can see that.
All right, last
yeah,
question.
that was a back-to-back year. Huh.
So
Sick.
the other crazy part of this, right, is that if they lose that game to the Raiders, you guys might remember Brady got the starting job because Drew Bledsoe got hurt. If they lose that
he got hurt
game,
against the Jets.
right, and then he came back in and won the AFC Championship game, which people also forget about. People weren't quite sure if Brady or Bledsoe was going to start the Super Bowl because Bledsoe looked great against Pittsburgh. So, question is, do they stick with Brady the next season, or do they go with Bledsoe? And if so, does that affect this Patriot dynasty?
Ooh.
Yeah, if Brady doesn't play, they're doomed. I mean, I'm not saying not like I'm saying Bledsoe was bad. Like Bledsoe was actually really good, and I think he continued his tenure with like the Cowboys. And I think he had maybe a good
Went to
year
the
there.
Bills
I'm
right
assuming.
after that. And
was it the Bills?
Yeah, he had
Dallas
he had a decent run. I mean, he was if I remember correctly.
Oh,
I
yeah, it
think
was
he
the Bills.
made
That's
like
right.
a Pro Bowl before the Pro Bowl was like the 9th quarterback in the AFC made the Pro Bowl. I think he made it like legitimately. So I don't know, man. It's an interesting one because I feel like both quarterbacks were really talented, and it's Bill Belichick. I wouldn't surprise me at all for him to come back week 1 with Drew Bledsoe and they win the championship with Drew Bledsoe, and then it's like, what do they do now? Like, I don't know. It's kind of an interesting thing.
It is an interesting thing. I think it would have drastically affected it because I think Bledsoe's shelf life was another 1 or 2 years at that point.
Well, then it almost seems like maybe they get that whole Montana Steve Young type of thing, but they get the early part of Steve Young where, Brady gets to win championships. And maybe it's a thing where Bledsoe wins the first one and gets hurt or gets cut or whatever, because you know how Belichick is. He wouldn't care. If he saw what Brady was, I'm sure he would have let Bledsoe just walk even after a Super Bowl win.
No doubt. No question.
So I think the Patriot dynasty still happens. It may not have been as many Super Bowls without winning that first one, but I think they would have won quite a few. Cool. All right, fellas. Well, you want to take a minute? I don't know if you guys got anything.
I have a question for you. Kendall, say hi. There you go.
She's sneaking in.
How's the poppin'? Do you guys like watching old sporting events? Yes or no? Start with Mo.
Yes, with a question mark. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess if I'm flipping through like channels and I see a game I liked or I like, I'd probably watch it for a bit. But I don't think I go and just watch games out of the blue.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
so it'd have to be like a momentum thing.
That's
You like
Mo
watching
at Heat, these takes.
Yeah.
Question mark?
Yeah.
I might have to make a at Mo Kuiper the fourth Twitter account.
Well, we should just do it for the draft, and that's it. All the drafts.
Yeah, and then just close it immediately, and
Gotta
then bring it
close
back
it.
again
That's it.
later.
Yeah, just tweet all kinds of shit and then tweet.
Actually, that'd be a great bit.
This is not bad, actually. I think this is actually good for the brand.
Gonna get you in a suit.
I don't like
with a
that for
shaved
the
head.
brand.
Alan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
I can tell you this: I only like watching old fights. Reynolds, you watch
Yeah.
old fights?
I mean, I'll watch them if they're on, and if I can remember what was going on in that particular fight. But for the most part, like if something comes on and I've already seen it, I'm just like, all right, pass.
Right. I don't know. I don't like watching any of the old games. Like, there's very few that like that. You know, I'm turning on and watching. How do you watch a 9-inning baseball game from 1982?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like going –
You can't watch a
I like-
9-inning baseball game now.
I like watching highlights of games and stuff when I think about
no
it. Then I'll go back and
Yeah.
watch, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to watch this whole – like if there's like a highlight tape or a highlight of a game or a fight. But, yeah, watching it through the whole way, man, that's pretty intense, man. It's
That's what
crazy.
the NFL Classics was made for, though, man. It was like, you get that whole music and they run you down the key moments in the plays, like, the Oilers, blowing it against the Bills, all that stuff, man. That used to be a good time.
Yeah, when they make those like 30-minute shows, that's the best version of that
Right.
for sure.
Yes, you can. Like re-airing games right now with no sports obviously going on and no real looking. I don't know when they're going to fucking start. I'm tired of being asked when do you think sports are coming back? Who's going to start first?
Do they ask you every day, Dave? Like, do people just
No,
randomly
like-
ask you?
I haven't done any media stuff for a few weeks, but the last one,
Is your family just berating you with it?
yeah,
Dave, what's up? What's
every
up,
one
Dave?
of them asked. Every one of them asked. I'm like, listen, I can't talk about this anymore. I have no idea. I don't.
Like, talk to the governor.
Oh, Sisolak has no idea what's going on.
Oh,
Send them to Florida.
Send him
Sis
to
is out of
Florida.
his
Perfect.
Sis is out of his mind. He doesn't know what's going on.
do you think we're going to open in May? Any of the casinos?
No.
No.
I said
I'm
early.
saying middle of the month. I'm saying middle of the month, small rollback.
In May.
Yeah, that's my prediction.
Local place. I don't think any place on the strip does.
Boulder Station. I'll be
Boulder,
there.
Oh, the second they can open the door, they will. There's no
Oh
question.
my God! Watch what I do.
It's going to look a lot different. I'll tell you that. I think the layout and all that stuff's going to be way different. It's going to be very weird. But
Are you
but I
walking
think,
into the casino now every day, like when you go to work?
who, me?
Yeah.
No, technically not at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious if they're already set
Yeah,
up.
no, one of our guys is still going in. So I
Okay.
mean, it's like him and security and surveillance is probably all that's left in the building.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I
It's
just
pretty crazy, man.
I don't know. This talk about golf coming back. They're going to play that tournament in June in Columbus, the Colonial.
I'm still mad they canceled golf anyway.
How do they close the golf courses here?
That's
They
blowback
close
from
golf courses.
people complaining about everybody else getting shut down from doing activities similar. But the thing about golf is that we could cut the field by like 40% and then have, X golfers on the course, and you don't even have partners. You just, each guy plays all, he starts on hole one and then the next guy goes and whatever. Like, a guy and his caddy, like, is all you need out there. Like, I mean, what are we doing?
We got to show it
That's-
on TV though.
Oh, of course, you got to.
So you got to get those people, and you got to get.
Well, but you can, put cameras 90 miles away with the technology they have nowadays.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
you could. Right.
It's not going to be perfect and it's not going to look like a normal cast, but I mean, God, do you imagine if golf was going right now, the ratings would be off the charts.
Did any of you watch that horse thing?
Oh no, you could barely see it.
It was so fucking bad.
Oh, because
Yeah.
it was like cell phone footage and stuff, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
disaster.
Well, I mean, that's what shows you, like, you have to have some type of production. Or
Yes.
it's going to be a complete mess.
I
Yes.
like that they tried to do something. I mean, I guess that was fine, but I was like, this is bad. This is really.
Oh, it was fucking.
Well,
Jeez.
once it's pre-taped, though, too, it loses a ton of juice. Like, sports can't be pre-taped. Like, you're watching pre-taped stuff, it just doesn't have the same effect. I mean, you guys know this. Even if you've been a fan of a team and you know that you recorded your team on DVR in a playoff game, you're still kind of like,
Yeah, brutal.
you know,
I'm not
like you
there
want
when
to
it's
watch it.
happening.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like
Yeah.
people out there know what happened, and you're like, like, I'm just waiting for that text that's like, dude, did you see that in the fourth quarter when they blew a 20-point lead? Oh, you're like, all right, well, I just wasted watching the first half for no reason. Awesome.
It's definitely different between DVRing like your favorite TV show and then the fucking game 7 or the finals, or you know what I mean? Like
Totally.
really
Yeah.
just any game in general. But yeah, that's definitely a big deal.
I had no idea how much I watched sports and pretty much sports only until this quarantine and no sports. Because, I mean, I'm watching shit on Netflix with the kids. I'm trying to watch things. I can't even stay my full attention span for stuff if it doesn't grab me. But I could watch, the Rockets play the Thunder if it was on without an interest, like when it's on. I mean, you're still watching something live and it's basketball or even hockey or whatever. Without it on in the background and without it like looking forward to it, I did not realize how much that's pretty much 90% or more of what I watch on TV. It's incredible. I mean, like I haven't watched this Tiger thing on Netflix. I haven't watched all these things that are getting all these talkies about. What the fuck? How much Netflix can you watch?
What else is there to do? I think that's the thing.
I still haven't seen
I
Tiger
like the
King, by the
idea
way.
that Dave would be just like, just realizing that other shows have happened. Like, have you guys seen the show The Sopranos? Had no idea.
Oh, no.
That shit I all used to watch. I used to watch all that stuff. But,
Hey,
as you get older and you get kids, I mean, there's nothing, they dominate the TV. There's no time otherwise. There's time now, but, I mean, that was going to be my take a minute. This, I don't know how people – I'm old. I mean, I'm going to be 50 this year. How do you learn online? How do you go to school?
Big 5-0.
I don't know how you do it. How do you stay engaged to complete like some people go to college online fully. The kids are going to high school online right now, and the 6-year-old's doing kindergarten on high school or online because nobody's going to school, obviously. And wherever you're listening all over the country, your kids aren't going to school. It's fucking hard. It's really, really fucking hard I mean, I guess if you're older, you can do it a little better. I'm too old. I don't know if I'm ever going to have a shot at actually doing it. That's the bad part. Might have to figure it out because it's going to need to do something. But the engagement that you don't get when you're 5 and 6 and like, AB, you got a little one, they got to go to school. You got to have like that social teaching something. I miss that more than anything because I'm the teacher and I'm not fucking qualified. I'm not fucking qualified to be a fucking first grade teacher. I'm doing it.
What's your lesson plan look like, Dave?
Get it all emailed from the teacher. It's just nonstop. I'm printing papers. There's numbers exercises. There's words exercises. All kinds of shit. You incorporate coloring, drawing, all these different things. And I got told yesterday, I don't want to do homework with you because it's not fun when I do it with you. I'm going to do it with my sister.
It's going to start going into the shredder, and he's going to be like, all right, in 1976, the Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker Jack Lambert had X tackles. He played in 15 games. How many did he average?
All right,
Well,
kids,
I won't-
Just
kids,
learned
yeah,
that.
Congratulations.
There's got to be a scene where like you're knocking all the papers off the table, and then you just put the Steelers like almanac down. Bam. I want to read you a couple stories real quick. We'll start here.
All right, literature. It's Terry Bradshaw's autobiography. Here we go.
All right, spell Minka Fitzpatrick. This is worth 10% of your grade.
Hey, in this house, they root against the Steelers just because they know.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to be like, hoisting you up when the Browns do something. Oh, wait. No.
Oh my
They
God.
won't do that.
No,
No.
we don't have to worry about the Browns doing anything.
What's
still got
crazy-
the
Forever.
from last season.
Forever.
So no joke,
In-
like what I
in
totally
perpetuity.
think is going to happen is that the minute the Browns can somehow just creep past the Steelers because Big Ben maybe it finally hits him and he's no good anymore or he retires or whatever, and the Browns are just going to creep past them, and then boom, Joe Burrow shows up and they're going to go 11-5. The Bengals are going to take over the division for a few years because that's what the Browns would do. They'll miss the playoffs at 10-6, like the first team since the Patriots, with 7 teams that can get in. It'll be incredible. I can't wait.
You like adding a team to the playoffs?
Oh, I feel so many different ways about it. As a bookmaker, yeah, I love it.
Oh, for us, it's great.
As a bookmaker, yes. As a traditionalist of the NFL, you cheapen the regular season by doing it. It's going to be weird that one team gets a bye, which
That's
did not
huge.
work out for Baltimore. The bye, in a lot of sense, I think can be an overrated thing, especially if you have it locked up like in week 14 or 15. It really can work against you. That being said, more playoff football is definitely going to be more entertaining. And at the end of the day, that's what I'm here for when it comes to sports. Like, I kind of hope that the NBA comes back. They let every team have one playoff game. Like, you have Hawks and Wizards and the losers out, and then they have to play the next terrible team and so on and so forth. I just think that would be great. Like, it'd be fun to bet on. It'd be fun to be a part of, and, bring them all to Vegas. Let's go. We got empty hotels, plenty of room for them, and have games at T-Mobile and MGM Grand and Mandalay Bay, and there we go. There's the playoffs. Let's go.
I don't know. Mo, can you see that? I mean,
That was my take a minute.
Oh, all right. Fair enough. Go ahead.
Wait, was that really your take a minute?
Yeah, that was. Yeah,
That was
I gonna
excellent.
say, bring them all. Let's go.
That was good.
Oh man, I didn't really have anything ever. I mean, I usually
Perfect.
have something. I think that's it.
Well, if I'm hosting this week, you should say I got nothing.
Oh yeah. Well, I gotta write it down next time. Those are too many words to remember. I got nothing.
Oh, this guy, unreal.
All right. Well, I'll just throw this out there. I mean, I was talking about it before with, how hard it is to homeschool the kids, and you guys came up with a couple good ideas about, well, let's talk about sports. Let's talk about, the Steelers or whatever. And I'm in a weird place right now, personally, just like, not being working and not being in the business. And I don't give a shit about sports right now. Like, I don't have any interest in the draft. I don't have any interest in, because I can't see the end. Like, I need to see the end of all this and know we're going to play games again. And that's when I think hopefully I'll get some enjoyment out of it again, or some excitement, and hopefully a job. If anybody's hiring, I'm available to talk. So we'll,
This is a job interview as well.
yeah.
/ podcast. This is great.
What I
Interview
did
cast.
to give some relief for the homeschooling is I broke out a deck of cards and started teaching them like trump games and things like that. So we played hearts. And if you guys have played hearts with the Queen of Spades and all these things, it's a little bit hard to explain to someone that's never done it, where points are bad and the Queen of Spades is the worst. And then as they started to figure it out, shooting the moon became very easy. And I had to actually shoot the moon, which is taking all the hearts and the Queen of Spades and giving everyone else 26 points and you getting 0. And I had to take one for the team. And the kids are upstairs and they can't hear me. But they were just throwing away all their high hearts and doing all these things. And I had to just pretend that it was okay. And I shot the moon twice and was like, okay, yeah, you guys got me. I got 26. I got 26. So took one for the team to try to keep the peace. I'm trying to stay, not to be public enemy number 1, but with all girls in a house and on quarantine, not leaving. I mean, we went to the park today, and we're going to hear about it all night because we're not allowed to leave the house. I snuck out, said, let's go. We're going for a walk. Get some fucking air. I took a dive in the Hearts game. Yeah.
I want to say something real quick before all this is done, because I've been going to the park like every other day, as far as from an exercising standpoint.
Are you wearing a
No,
mask?
I don't wear anything. No, I'm just going raw.
You burning heaters on the way?
No SIGs. SIGs are after. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
SIGs are after. So I'm exercising at the parks. I've been to like 40 different parks in the last week and a half. It's the only thing I can do. But I don't I get when people say like you got to stay inside, but like people are getting smoked for going to the park, which I'm like, I mean, unless like you're with your family, if you're like, actually talking to one another, but, not within like 6 feet. But if people, I don't know why people are getting dogged on going to the park, just as far as outside, where if you go to like Target or Walmart or Albertsons, like you're touching like a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I'm just saying like going outside in general, like if it's bad to go to the park, then I feel like no one should be going to stores or anywhere.
Right.
Like people are getting ripped for going to parks. This is my take a minute. This is like my take everything. I've seen so many people like, why are you going to a park, dog? I'm like, I'm not touching anyone. I'm just running from people. I'm actually running away from people.
Yep.
And I'm like, they're like, oh yeah, like, oh, I just go to like Albertsons, I'm like, that's a worse place. My man, you're in the middle of like the disease. What are you doing? What are you talking about?
I'm just
And
seeing
yeah.
Mo like running from people now, like the dudes who run the shuttle for like the combine, and he's like this way, he's going left, and then he's going right, and he's just cutting on people. Like, oh, you're too close.
You got to see like when people are on the trail, like they're trying to make their move from deep so they don't run into you. I mean, they're seeing you from 20
Yeah.
with the mask on.
And you're like, they don't. I can tell this person doesn't respect 6 feet. Gosh, they don't respect it.
You're jumping
I gotta cut.
Stay 6 feet away. Look at this guy. Here he comes. Boom.
Oh man, they're on like the sidewalk portion. They're not even on the track. They're like
So-
way off. I'm like, well, we're not
Matoy,
there.
do you have a top 3 parks in Vegas you can give out to the people?
Oh man, I just talked about this with Reynolds when we were testing my sound check, and I think like off the top of my head,
Number 3.
the best one that I've been to.
Oh, we're going in the other order. Yeah.
Well, no,
Okay,
we'll go from 3. We'll go 3 to
1.
like
yeah.
3 to 1.
You
So
gotta really
Rainbow
hype up
Park,
one.
or no, not Rainbow. I would say I think it's called Cottonwood Park. That's in Summerlin, and it connects like 2 different parks within like a 2.5 mile like track. I guess I'm assuming it is, but that has it's kind of like a hiking type of quality to it. It's a pretty nice park. So that one's in Summerlin. Not Cottonwood Park. Cornerstone Park is on Wigwam and Stephanie. And it has like a big pond, like a lake type of deal. And I think that one's like 2 miles as far as along the track. But that one seems like it's always jumping. I feel like there's a party there every day. Millions of cars in the parking lot. No, I like to, talk to them, see if anyone, could feel my pain, during this time. The ducks are real nice. They got a lot of stuff going on. But my favorite park is Lone Mountain Park, and it's actually at a mountain. It's a mountain. It's not even really a park. There's a park like below it, but that one you can actually like kind of hike up the mountain, which obviously under the benefits right now, and me not having a job, I don't want to like break my ankle and something bad happen. I'm trying to make it as comedic as possible. It sounds more sad. My bad. But
I'll work
yeah,
with
no,
messing this up a little bit, Mo.
Yeah, no, but the trail around this actual mountain, I mean, it's a mountain, dog. This thing is insane. But for the people that I've seen there, and I've been there like maybe 2 or 3 times, that's probably like my favorite park as far as like relaxing. And I mean, you're out there, it's crazy. You're getting like the whole Las Vegas deal. And there's
is 5
Lone
minutes
Mountain.
from my house, right?
Oh, nice.
It's great. But as you get a little higher, the trail is not done. It's just like gravel. It's loose, and it's dirt, and you can see it. It ain't even 6 feet wide. There's people going up and down that fucker. And if you decide you want a social distance, you could get seriously hurt. So Mo, if you do it, you could go down, and I don't want to see you go down and get hurt.
No. That's like, and I think I've kind of inched my way up the mountain a couple times and then thawed again and went right back down.
Yes.
So
Reynolds, we just got to teach him how to do a proper lariat.
Oh.
Just bam, just come with the clothesline right over the top, and then they go down the mountain. You're like, don't ever get it within 6 feet of me again.
Well, that's like murder. I'd rather just do it on the track while we're running. Like if he's coming
How
towards
high
me,
is
then
this mountain?
I'm coming over the top on him. That's all I know.
Oh man. Well,
Reynolds,
I've thought about clotheslining so many people.
Give me 30 seconds why WWE is an essential business.
Is that question to Alan or to me?
That's to
I
you.
love this.
envelopes.
I love this question.
That's to you. That's a setup right there.
Yeah, I'll tell you this: it's not. They shouldn't be doing it. It's a joke. They clearly made some kind of under the table deal with the government.
Oh.
Like it's ridiculous. They're risking the safety of so many damn people for something that like it's not even good. Anybody that follows me on Twitter at IamReynolds2305, shut up.
Bunch of numbers.
Wait, how many numbers was that?
You can't handle an ATM PIN number.
Not if it ain't connected to my bank, homie.
Oh,
How do you have a family?
I have no idea.
No, but that's the short answer. It's not essential.
That's right.
It shouldn't be.
Envelopes.
That's Reynolds' PIN number. That might be
Envelopes.
Reynolds' actual PIN number. hiding it in plain sight.
I will tell you this for a fact. It used to be my PIN number, like
Oh my God.
okay.
like 10 years
No.
ago.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's tremendous. Put it on my luggage.
It's the same combination on my match luggage.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
That's crazy.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
We should probably wrap things up. Big Dave, I'm going to give you a quick floor if you want to say anything on the way out to the listeners, to the bettors, to just anybody in general if you want.
Well, I mean, leading up to the Super Bowl, everything we've done this whole year, season 1, and then it turned into season 2 after the new year, whatever. We've gained a tremendous amount of listeners from all over the country and all over the world. We want to thank you guys first and foremost for listening to the show and continuing to listen to the show. There was a slight drop-off after the Super Bowl because football's done. We tried with the XFL.
The king.
We did. It's over. It's done. It ain't
Don't bury the XFL. Coronavirus took it
Done.
down. Come on.
it got corona'd and it's over. It's it.
I hate everything.
She got COVID.
I'm
Yeah.
never throwing
COVID.
it to you again.
But no, thank you for listening to the show. And, we're trying to just keep it alive and keep doing things. Reynolds did a great job, getting this thing working. And I just want to say, again, thank you to everyone that follows it, tweets the stuff. And the last thing is, if you don't put 2 and 4 on that Pop-Tart tweet that I put out, if anybody puts 7 on that chocolate Pop-Tart, you really need help.
Wait, is that the chocolate one or the s'mores one? Because the s'mores one's fire. I agree with Rex.
Oh, no, s'mores one's okay. It's that
Okay.
chocolate. Terrible.
Yeah.
What's that Twitter handle, Dave?
At Sportsbook Consigliere, which is at SportsBKConsig on Twitter. And you can find mine there. And then the show Twitter is at DT Cash Consider, which also we have a lot of followers. Listeners follow that. We run some polls on there. And, keep following that as well. I'll swing it around real quick because I'm looking at you. At Heat These Takes for Mo, at %Berg for Alan, at I Am Reynolds 2305 for Reynolds. And HB was on early with us at Gaming Today News. Thanks again to them for continuing to do what they're doing. I don't know how you guys are doing that too, AB, with putting stuff together and doing everything digitally is amazing.
Yeah, thankfully we got like a lot of people that are very talented, and we're finding creative ways to tell stories. I don't know if you guys saw the one in the Phillies prospect from Vegas, but it's a very good story. That was written this week. So there's still some good content, fun stuff to read here and there, and then anything that's bettable, we'll definitely keep you guys informed. So definitely check that out. It's all free right now, PDF form. So go on the website, gamingtoday.com, and you can read everybody's stuff. I was going to have a UFC article, but then here we go again. So
Is there a Fight Island? Is that just bullshit?
it's coming, man. I, can't
like that
wait.
name.
I'm looking for
I
apartments
like the
there.
name Fight Island. It's my favorite name. It makes Fight Island. Like, yeah, I'm going to Fight Island.
I think that's
Oh,
where
sick.
Bruce Lee was in Enter the Dragon, right?
There's no.
It was called Fight Island.
No, but he went to an island. It's incredible.
Oh my. Oh, dude.
All right. Well, let me sign off for the crew. Thanks everyone for checking us out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video aspect. Saw me drinking from an old Bears glass. Don Julio, 70th. Let's go. Thanks to everybody for participating. It was great to be back with you guys. Reynolds has been killing it, just getting this thing all going for
Reynolds,
us.
man.
So,
Appreciate it.
Thanks so much. And thank you to the listeners, man. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Tua to the Dolphins.
Not happening.
Easy.